Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and Black Panther 2 is one upcoming Marvel installment far enough into the future to be immune from pandemic-related delays. New Rockstars has locked me up in this blue dungeon, and as a loner who prefers social distancing even when the CDC doesn't recommend it, I'm spending this time much like Taskmaster, obsessively watching footage of Marvel films hoping to learn survival tips. And recently, Taskmaster's most surprising copycat move was in the recent Black Widow trailer, which revealed Black Panther-style Vibranium claws. And these definitely seem to be Vibranium, not just because those extending kitty cat claws themselves, but the gloves also appear to be made from the same Vibranium weave that T'Challa's suit is. And if you've been looking at all this Black Widow promo footage carefully, there are actually a few clues that all point to a possible secret Wakanda plot in this film, setting the stage for the second Black Panther film in 2022. Spoiler warning in case my theory's right, but hey, that only happens like 55% of the time. Okay, around the time the Black Widow trailer dropped, Black Panther's Queen Ramonda actress Angela Bassett went on Jimmy Fallon and humored Mr. Giggles with a tease for Black Panther 2.
How was everything on set of Black Panther 2, by the way?
Going along, coming
Amazing?
along,
Yeah.
amazing,
You were
absolutely.
You were telling me backstage that they decided to change the costume of Black Panther?
Jimmy, I was telling you that in confidence. You are now, you cannot.
I'm just joking, by the way. I just want to get you in trouble.
I know, and that I am in trouble. I know nothing about nothing.
That rascal Jimmy Fallon, always trying to get a spoiler out of his guests, but unlike Maisie Williams' Game of Thrones April Fool's joke, Angela Bassett is having none of this shit.
Is Barry gonna be mad at me?
Now, if true, this confirmation brings up the question, why was Black Panther's suit changed? It could just be that, like Tony Stark with his armor, Shuri's Vibranium technology is ever evolving. And since she upgraded the suit between Civil War and Black Panther, she probably has some new upgrades to force us to buy new toys. But we've also learned that each one of Tony Stark's armor upgrades, film to film, were necessitated by some failure or shortcoming of the previous model. The seamless nanobots were applied to correct for the gaps in Tony's armor that Ant-Man exploited in Civil War. His nanotech Stark gauntlet in Endgame was developed so that the nanobots could absorb the Infinity Stones off Thanos' hand into Tony Stark's armor. The heaters in Spider-Man's suit in Homecoming were applied after Tony's armor froze up during his first test flight in the first Iron Man. Now, from what I can tell, there really isn't much of a flaw in Black Panther's Vibranium suit. I mean, always room to improve, like, not using full CG versions of the suits in your movie's final battle. But there is one big compromise coming out of the first Black Panther film: secrecy. Black Panther's suit used to be a stealth one. It was designed to leave no trace, to be difficult to record by third parties. Most of the world, even the Avengers, were not aware of his existence until a few years ago. But now, Wakanda's most valuable defense mechanism has been exposed for the whole world to see. And in Black Widow, Taskmaster has some access to Vibranium weaponry. That Vibranium could have come from Claw's stolen supply, or we could be looking at a leak from Wakandan security. Now, it is important to note that Black Widow will be set right after Civil War, sometime between 2016 and 2018, before Thanos arrived in Infinity War. That timeline is roughly around the time that the first Black Panther film is set. That film begins right when Zemo was being incarcerated and features T'Challa's return home and ascendancy to the throne after his father's death in Civil War. So while seeking answers on how Taskmaster got that Vibranium, I spotted some possible clues in the Black Widow footage. One of the Red Room agents has what looks like tribal scarring on her cheeks, like the kind we've seen on people in Wakanda. And that fancy room that several of these agents are associated with has a grid of what look like city maps. My theory is that Taskmaster's big plan is to deploy these brainwashed agents to various world capitals as part of a coordinated assassination of world leaders, including the King of Wakanda, with a sleeper cell assassin embedded with the Dora Milaje. We only have limited looks at Wakanda's topography, but it is enclosed by a mountain range with an inner ring of rivers and lakes. Some of the maps in the Black Widow footage match that topography and might be displaying Wakanda. Now, there remains another unresolved mystery from Black Panther back to its post-credit scene, which revealed Bucky recovering from his Civil War injuries and brainwashing in a sort of rehab in Wakanda. White Wolf, also known as Hunter, is a Black Panther adjacent character in the Marvel Comics who ends up leading the Wakandan secret police. And we never got an answer as to why the Wakandans are giving Bucky this nickname. I mean, I'd see why they'd call him Whitey, but White Wolf is a Marvel thing, and I think these kids know that. So how did Bucky get that White Wolf designation? And how does it connect to this mystery in Black Widow? Look, folks, it's hard to know any of this stuff for sure, just like it's hard to know if someone has a wallet in their front pocket if it's so sleek and discreet, which, by the way, thanks to The Ridge for sponsoring this episode. episode, the Ridge makes everyday goods to a standard you don't see every day. They streamline your life by turning the things you carry, like backpacks, like chargers, like wallets, into tools for a better living. Their flagship product is the Ridge Wallet. It was launched on Kickstarter in 2013 and now sits in the front pockets of over 500,000 men and women. My wallet used to be full of pointless stuff, giving me back trouble, but not anymore. This is their aluminum wallet in the raw color. Now they do have other colors, including some very flashy tiki designs. It's light, it's strong, and has a cool industrial chic vibe. The Ridge is a minimal front pocket wallet that's designed to streamline what you carry every day. It has 30,000 5-star reviews and is a better way to carry your cash and cards. There's a lifetime warranty if you love it, free returns if you don't. It comes in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminum, and over a dozen different styles and colors. They also have great backpacks and travel bags with RFID blocking pockets and optional device charging batteries. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's ridge.com/newrockstars and use the code newrockstars. Find the link in the video's description. I think Taskmaster's stolen Vibranium is evidence of a plot involving one of his Red Room agents targeting Wakanda and T'Challa sometime after the events of Black Panther, maybe late 2016 or 2017. But before the post-credit scene of that film, Bucky was in Wakanda during this entire period. And I think the way he cleared his head and earned the title of White Wolf was by intervening in that assassination plot. As a former brainwashed assassin himself, the Winter Soldier would know better than anyone when a brainwashed assassin is in their midst. Perhaps in a post-credit scene to the Black Widow film or a flashback in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we may see this secret backstory in which Bucky foils an assassination and saves T'Challa's life, earning him the rank of White Wolf, head of Wakandan security and intelligence. And with Wakanda's sacred Vibranium having leaked beyond its borders, Shuri will have to upgrade the suit design, and Black Panther 2 will show us T'Challa in a new suit, teamed up with Bucky Barnes as a White Wolf, with Bucky departing an America that hates him for a Wakanda that respects him. Perhaps the latest Wakandan security breach these two will have to deal with is the return of a former enemy who was buried at sea, Killmonger, but his ocean burial interfering with another hidden kingdom with a history of conflict with Wakanda, Atlantis, with Namor the Submariner being involved with that underwater tremor Okoye brought up in Endgame.
You get a reading on those tremors?
It was a mild subduction under the African plate.
Do we have a visual? How are we handling it?
Nat, it's an earthquake under the ocean. We handle it by not handling it.
Comment down below with your theories for Black Panther 2. And a special announcement for you guys. We don't know how long this pandemic-related lockdown will last. But luckily, since New Rockstars is, pretty scrappy here, we have a limited crew operation. It is literally me with a camera in a blue space. This binge opportunity is leading us back down memory lane. We have decided we will do an Infinity Saga rewatch. Every MCU film. Hidden details, the real fun to find visual elements and filmmaking tricks beyond, the more obvious comic book references that we've already discussed in past videos. Keep an eye out for updates on the channel and ways that you can watch along with us during this rewatch in our official Discord. Access our Discord today by becoming a patron of New Rockstars at patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me at Erik Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything Marvel. Thank you for watching. Bye.